Like this movie from top to bottom was designed like this scene specifically. I got so upset with her while watching this scene that I was like, I literally don't care what happens to you for the rest of the movie.
That's the first scene.
It's
So
the second scene.
Scott reminded me a lot of you, Tad.
Now,
Excuse me?
not Scott. Not Scott from the show.
I know.
There's a weird, there's a through line with that Scott character. Yeah, I'll give you that. But no,
I'm not a racist. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and I know how to drive.
Yeah,
but other than that,
this was.
I think you're a conspiracy theorist and you're angry.
No, Happy Go Lucky was the first of these films I watched with Eileen. It's been 75 or so films, right? It's the first one. I watch them by myself. This is the first one I watched with Eileen. Halfway through the film, she looked at me and said, "I don't know how you do this every week."
That's good.
Sure.
But 456. I'm writing that down.
This fucking character when she's like, "Oh, are you having a bad day? I'm not stealing." Fuck you. This man is working and he's obviously having a bad day. Why do you keep fucking bringing it up? Like leave him alone. Like it's just one of those things where it's like this type of person exists and they're the most annoying person on the planet.
Okay,
like,
I have to kind of agree. I like this film, but I have to kind of agree with Tad right now.
I'm not saying the movie's bad.
No.
This character annoyed the shit out of me to the point that I didn't care what happened to her.
I want to agree with you, Tad, because I saw this film in the theater when it came out, and I really, really liked it, and I still really like this film. But you're kind of right, Tad. Like I kind of feel like this woman is very annoying. But the thing is that she doesn't come from a place of. She doesn't want to annoy you or want you. Like she's a good person, but she's very fucking annoying.
Right. If this was an American movie, you would say this woman's on Xanax. Like she's just one of those Xanax women who shows up.
Double doses of Xanax.
Yeah.
And also I think it was John. Thank you for picking this film because I saw this in the theater and I hadn't seen it since. And when I came out of theater, John, I was like, I love this movie.
Right.
I love this movie so much. It made me feel so happy inside. But then I watched it again this week and I was like, I fucking hate this bitch. Like she's so fucking annoying, dude. Like fuck this woman. But at the same time, but what I love,
a little harsh.
What I love though,
very harsh.
I love Mike Leigh's filmmaking though. I love the way that because I don't know, you guys probably know because we're all nerds here, but he doesn't script everything. So this is
a lot of improv.
No,
it's a lot of improv.
Life is Sweet and Secrets and Lies are amazing movies.
Yeah, no, he's a genius. He knows how to like do what he wants to do. But I'm with Tad in a certain extent, and that is that like we all know people actually like this woman, and she's super annoying. That doesn't mean you hate her. Like she's not a bad person. She's a very lovely person, but she's just sort of annoying on a like a superficial level, like a sensory level.
The shots behind Chris and Scott with the bag bird thing. Like that's an amazing cut from them in the room doing the design where it's like, don't poke me in the eye. And like, you don't really know what they're doing. And then it goes to her talking about birds and then the kids in the bird, the bird bag
doing the activity
is so fucking cool. Like that's really cool. I love the storytelling of that. It's like, cause they don't show you them talking about it ahead of time and they don't show you the making of it. It's just, we're doing this. This is why, and this is what happens. And it's such a good filmmaking decision to do that progression.
Can I ask one question? We're all dudes here, right? Right.
That's I checked.
So,
I think so.
If you were,
what's your definition of a dude?
I'm more of a pal.
Yeah, you're.
I'm a mate.
I'm more of a C cam.
Well, I'm a table, but I'm gonna keep going. We are if you were the dude that the counselor guy that comes in for a second,
the boyfriend,
starts
The
dating
tall guy.
Tim.
Be the boyfriend,
His name is Tim.
The enchanter.
Tim the Enchanter.
So okay, so this is my question.
My name is Tim.
Put you guys self, not like forget about the character, but we're in with her. We're opposite her. How would you guys react to her?
In that scene, she's amazing.
No, not the scene. No,
I mean
her.
in
Put yourselves in. You are the love interest now for her. How?
No,
would you
I'm
react?
saying in the scene where they when he comes in and first starts talking to her.
I love that scene when
the bullies,
it's amazing.
yeah.
No, but
She's
very
such a
good two-way
she's
scene.
such a good person in that scene, and
Yes,
she's so empathetic and caring.
Yes,
That
it's
absolutely
beautiful.
I can see why you would be like, yeah, I want to date this person. She's interesting.
Okay.
And
So
she's
now
attractive and
fast
cool.
forward to now you're on a date with her. Are you that guy? Who are you? Who? What would you do when you're actually on a date with her, though?
I don't know
Go
because
out with her flatmate.
Listen, though,
Yes.
as a recovering
Yes.
miserable bastard for most of my life, I appreciate that
Zoe.
there are people like this around
Right.
sometimes.
No, psychologically,
Because I don't want to be around people as grumpy as me all the time.
that's true.
then why the fuck are you here?
Yeah.
Because he's spreading the joy.
There you go. No, you look at it, it's like you stand back a bit and you realize
That's the
again,
clip.
this is Mike Leigh is kind of an observational guy. He likes to kind of
Yeah,
take life as
100%.
it comes, and she is obviously deeply insecure and has a need to constantly have people like her all the time, which is why she mugs nonstop.
I don't think it's
No, let me finish my thing.
That's what Scott
That's-
was saying, is that she requires people to like her, and
Yeah.
I don't think that's true either.
No, the thing is, I do. I think that's
Okay,
that's her
finish your thought.
motivator. I think that she requires people to like her, and she always wants to keep things light. You know that scene where there's the bullies in the schoolyard. She sees it the first time and doesn't get involved because she doesn't know if she wants to put herself out to get into a situation in conflict. I mean, she doesn't know herself at all as a person. She just wants things to be light and like kind of adolescent and childish and and always kind of like and always kind of like be a light touch everywhere she goes. Always laughing, always mugging.
I'm gonna strongly disagree with you there.
Okay,
like,
by all
this
means.
this is one of those points where like I'm gonna end up defending somebody I don't like.
Okay.
But like I think what she was doing is she was watching it to see what the dynamic was, like what is actually happening here, and then her instinct.
Wait.
You're talking about this one scene, or are we talking about throughout the entire film?
Well, no, I'm talking about the one scene where the bullying's happening and she doesn't intervene with it. I don't feel like that's her demanding people like her or anything like that. It's more that she's trying to figure out what's going on because she is a really good teacher. She's very good at being.
Yeah, but is she?
I think she is.
Okay, but let's go back to wait.
Relentlessly positive teachers, when you're a kid, are the ones you remember. They're the ones who affect who you are when you're growing up. The shitty teachers affect who you are, but in a bad way.
Eileen,
I remember both of them.
My wife, who was a teacher, saw her and you thought she was somebody like.
Let's go back to
somebody who came in once or twice a week, did arts and crafts with the kids, and wasn't actually a teacher.
But she didn't do that. She was their teacher every week.
My initial question is though, because I think that the guy who became her boyfriend. First of all, I have a whole thing about the DMV driver, by the way. But here's where we're not going to go in there yet. I'm talking about like the guy who became her boyfriend. If you were actually in that role and there was a woman there, well, when you're taking off her top, she's like, oh, it was like making all those like
mugging. She's mugging.
But he made those jokes when she was taking his shirt off. Like she's literally just mirroring back the jokes.
My question is that a real character, or is that what, like, if you actually encountered someone like her, would you fucking be okay with, like, because I have to be honest with you, it would be too much for me. I couldn't do it. Like, yes, you'd
want to shoot her with a tranquilizer dart or something.
Every time she came with a quip, he was right there to like center it and like come back genuinely, and I was like, I'm suspect of this because I'm like, there's no fucking person that would be okay with your fucking craziness, dude.
Maybe he's just the right
but if
person.
Plus the fact that I don't think he's her boyfriend. I think they've had one night.
Also,
they haven't even had one night yet. That's the night,
and
like,
the concept
of
the
night.
humor,
And then he makes her breakfast, and no, but my question to all of you guys are like, wasn't that a little bit fucking fake? Like
it was. Humor's the enemy of desire. He should have like just gave up and walked out of the room.
The word artifice.
Yeah, it was. Well, you know, like I said, I thought they thought a lot more about her character than all the other characters, except maybe for the driving instructor.
She's obviously the center.
Why was he so? He was so accepting of her,
of the way she was,
because he's the opposite of a manic.
Okay, one of two things: either he wanted to get laid, or he was just the right dynamically.
Exactly, or both,
or both.
Nailed it.
But their rapport in the bar before they got to his apartment. Seemed genuine. It was like for everything she put out.
But then it went on so long that I was like, I don't believe this anymore, though.
Yeah, what they had their mid time that you don't see, where they're probably talking about more important stuff. Like that is a failing of this movie.
I think
doubt
that, Tad.
No, that is a failing of this movie. Is I don't think they show that enough. And I feel the same way also kind of with Scott, the driving instructor, is that he kind of goes from 0 to 60 to not make
really,
a pun out of it.
Really organically built up.
Where there's stuff that could have been shown in that relationship to get from where they were
to there.
Yeah.
So his
Ted,
but
they have a
we
little
all
bit
know
of
this guy from so many movies, but I will say that like, so she was nominated for like the Golden Globe, but this, I think the best performance in this movie is that guy.
You got to turn that down.
I strongly disagree.
What? You can go fuck yourself, because that guy gives the best performance, and he should win an Academy Award for that fucking performance, dude.
It's really good.
He's been in a lot of movies too.
He's been really in every movie, by the way.
I know.
And Jared, like you, I saw this in the theater when it came out, and this was my second viewing. And the one thing that I vividly remembered from it was his monologue when he finally loses his fucking shit.
Yes,
it's so good.
It's so good.
But it's also the word incel hadn't been invented yet. But this guy is like the embodiment of like incel.
Oh no! You're taking this on one side, John. His argument was two-sided. One, he was like, he was finally, all of his like pre-QAnon stuff came to the surface and exploded, right?
Well, British National Front.
Very accurately nailed her as what kind of person she is. She's a non-serious, flirty, annoying person. That's true. Who wants approval and a kind of like lack of confrontation so much it finally drove him out of his goddamn tree.
He was okay, but his monologue cut both ways. No, but it's both. It's both, you guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're both right. You guys are both right. John is right, and you are right, Scott. But it's a combination of the two. Because I'm the same. I was on the same boat with you, John. I was like, this is before the incel was an incel. This is him.
But here's the thing. It's like,
but Scott's right too.
Absolutely right.
He fucking was that girl, and he didn't know how to deal with that.
And she pushed his buttons. She fucking put
every goddamn time she pushed his buttons. Yeah,
and she knew what she was doing.
He accused her of intentionally doing it. Everything you do, the boots, the way you dress, the things you say to me, are designed.
It's not intentional. Yeah, it's not intentional.
And it was all in his head. It was his reaction to her, which is the whole movie is about. It's like it's 100% what your reaction is to the stimuli around you, and that is her character too.
But the way, exactly right. So I'm saying that it cuts both ways. That was actually the way that she does. She reacts to the world. She wears crazy boots and acts, mugs and acts like a crazy person. So his reaction was just as honest as talking about himself.
This is the kind of movie, love them or hate them. It's got two performances that are so fucking amazing. Like, there's been a few films that have these good of performances, and I just want to be on record saying that, like, I think that driving instructor's performance is just as good, if not better, than Sally's performance. It needs to be considered in any conversation.
Oh, he did a really good job.
How good it is.
I also think we should consider the Flamenco Dancers,
right?
Her
Oh,
mom.
that woman was amazing.
Teacher was great.
Yeah, let's talk about her.
Oh no,
please.
come on, that was stupid. Where
No,
she like
that
starts
was-
talking about
she was
herself and
so
flies off her own
good.
self-generated rage. Like,
But
oh,
she
indie,
was so good.
that's fucking indie film 101, man. Come on.
No,
The only
but
thing I like about it is when they're out drinking after that, and she's like, "Yeah, but everyone was in the palm of her hands when she came back because she came back and just pretended it didn't happen, and now everyone's paying attention." And it's like,
yeah.
all right.
Well, if
I
it's
mean,
a-
this whole movie is about teaching, right?
Mhm.
Like the real thing this movie is about is teaching. It's like she's a teacher and she's trying to figure out how to reach these kids.
He's a driving instructor.
He's a driving instructor and has his own opinions about teaching,
And Raha,
which I thought
and
was
Raha,
interesting.
And
Raha.
Raha.
The
What was
And
his
Flamenco-
name?
Raha. There's
and
a
what that
fucking
meant?
triangle. And Raha.
Any idea what that meant? Any interpretations?
yeah, and Raha
Usa.
is a fallen angel. The
Okay.
There's
He
three
names-
fallen
he names
angels.
all the rear view mirrors after fallen angels.
You should read Milton's Paradise Lost.
Because
okay,
he's-
okay.
because he's a weird crypto fascist domination what is it called, Damasomian. Like it's a whole thing.
He's
but-
super racist about it.
Yeah, he sure is, because that's part of it.
Mhm.
It's
He's
the
British.
Christian
and the times too.
the Christian kingdom of white people is the only thing that matters to people like that. But also
That and what kind of shoes you wear to a driving lesson.
but
But
to
I'm
get back
saying
to my
his-
point,
but-
the flamenco dancers teacher is trying to teach them the passion for the
She was
dance and
so
all of that
amazing.
other stuff.
It was so amazing.
But lots of people are trying to teach her too. Her sister, especially when they go to the house and like, oh, you need to have a pension and you need to have a plan for buying a house and
When
you
you're
need to
30,
have-
you should have
No,
a kid.
because
right, you should have a plan for having a
Younger
child.
siblings love to do.
Why do you think
No,
the
that was a
sister
great
said
scene
those
because
things?
at one point-
The
No,
sister
that was a
said, no, wait,
great
hold on. The sister said those things because she believes Sally's whatever. It was so immature and that she was never going to do these things for herself.
Right.
No, it's
but again, it's about
exactly,
teaching.
It's
This
exactly
whole
what-
movie's
No,
about
that's
teaching.
about telling someone not to make a terrible mistake with their life.
No, but she says
That's
she says
teaching.
I
That's
think
no,
she
overall,
says the
define
key
teaching.
the key to that scene is she says, "You think I took the easy way out?"
Maybe.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I think the key to that
She
scene
says-
is when
she says-
the sister
because-
says, "I just
because-
want you to be
because
happy,"
I
and she
got
says, "I
married-
am happy."
Right.
No, yeah, she
But
says
the way
"Because
you're
I got
living
married,
is not. It is.
She
It
says
is
she
offensive
says she
to me.
says
Right.
she said because I got married and because I had a kid, you think I took the easy way out.
Yeah.
That's this movie taps in on some very primal, human existent type of things because and Sally's like, "No, I'm happy. I do what I do." And she's like, "No, you think I was easy because I have the better house and a husband and a child." And I
think I
love
took the
that
easy
I
way
love
out.
that this movie presents those two dichotomies. The movie presents those two dichotomies as like, do you want to get married and have a kid and have that white picket fence, or do you want to like have your own life and party and have fun? This movie says, hey, they're one and the same. It just depends on what you want to do.
I also don't think this movie ever judges any of the people in
It
it.
never
No,
does.
it's observational. It doesn't do that. You're right.
Exactly,
Uh-huh.
Tad. Exactly.
It doesn't judge. It doesn't even judge Scott. Like it's like because they come
That's
back
what's great.
together.
It's-
They come back together and have that conversation.
Yeah, but at the end, it's really bad.
But they come back together and they have that conversation, and
Yeah,
she
but
never
he has
says
to-
she never says you're racist. She never says you're
he
a conspiracy
knows
theorist or
it.
whatever.
No,
But,
it's
well,
bad.
whatever. Like it doesn't judge him. Like, and I think that's interesting. Like I don't think it's necessarily
man
right
should
or
have won a-
good, but I think
you're
it's
right, Dad.
interesting about how the
But
movie's
think
made.
about
And
think,
it doesn't judge her either. It just
No.
presents her, and that
But-
is
but-
what I
but-
love about this
Movie
movie.
is a fucking Rorschach test.
It
is,
but
is,
yes.
everyone right now, think about everyone that you know who's won Academy Award, and it's no better than the performance by that guy.
I personally know very few people who won Academy Awards, but yes, I'll bear that in mind.
My neighbor
personally, I
Larry's
just
got
feel
one.
like-
Let me go talk to
I've
him.
met a few.
Oh yeah, me
Not
too.
personally, I just mean like this guy. That's that performance.
Eddie Marsan, or are you talking about
Eddie Marsan?
Yes.
Yeah, he's the best. He really is. He brought it.
What the fuck?
Well, thing is,
that was like next level shit.
No,
He was the best Lestrade.
No,
I've
Mike
ever
Leigh
seen.
is an observational director. He doesn't judge anybody. He lets these things run and then let the personalities flow.
Yeah, he doesn't write scripts, dude.
No, he doesn't even like scripts. So this, in terms of like us liking or disliking the main character, is secondary to what he's trying to say here. This is just a snippet of life.
But I'm just saying,
she may or may not learn. She may not mature. She may actually keep pissing people off the rest of her life. We don't know.
But I'm just saying, as an audience member, Eddie
Marsan,
whatever his name, like that performance, I was like, you just dusted like most people who have scripts written for them.
Well, yeah. Well, he got a Golden Globe for that too, or at least he got nominated for one.
No, well, he should have won the fucking Oscar for that.
Anyway, let's ask about this furry.
Fuck up, Scott. Jesus, you and Jared, shut the fuck up for 1 second.
Sorry.
God,
damn it. Speak, John.
You're there in your boots and your low cut top.
Yeah.
Oh wait! Oh, you're doing a bit. Oh,
no,
that's good.
No, I'm not doing a bit. I just wanted you to stop talking long enough.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I was quiet for long periods today, but go ahead.
About the movie.
Oh, not so.
I'm trying to support your film, John.
trying to support your failed film.
Scott, you said something earlier, which was you started to sort of break down her character, Poppy's character.
Yeah.
And the first thing you said was she wants to be liked. But then everything you said after that was not a contradiction of that, but it was like beside the point. It's like she wants to have a beautiful view of life and she wants other people to be happy and she doesn't want any conflict. That's not the same as wanting to be liked.
Oh, sure it is. It's the same thing. Okay.
No, it's not.
No, hold on.
No, it's not.
No.
Hold on.
Point in
wanting
case.
Wanting to be liked is ego driven, and the rest of it is worldview. And to me, that's what's so great about this movie and why I love it, is that it's not about her ego, I think. I think it's about how to move through the world. I think this movie's subject is how do you move through the world?
I never said it was about her ego.
Okay, so John, I have a question about that.
So, and I don't think there are very many movies that make that as its subject matter. Any movie can contain that because of the way the characters act and react.
I'll agree with you,
This is a
John.
movie about how do you react to life? How do you go through the world?
But John, I agree with you. But what about her mannerisms?
What about him?
Her constant mugging.
She's quirky.
Well, so as she's moving,
it's mugging. Every time she says something, she
know
backs it up with a joke.
I don't know that I agree that it's mugging.
If it's mugging, it's ego driven. If it is a way she's trying to spin everything to fit a worldview, then it's something else.
No,
that is a fine split.
She says it in the last line of the boat.
What did she say?
I can't remember exactly what. I mean, I have to look it up. But I mean, she basically this is just how she chooses to move through the world. She basically chooses to be happy.
But from an outsider, but I'm just saying, from an outsider, some of her
and I think the movie is more of it's like I said, it's a Rorschach test. It's about everybody else's reaction to her.
Yeah, but you have to.
She lives in heaven, and
but you have to understand. Because I think John is right. I think John is right, and I also think Scott is right. And what I'm saying is, like, you have to look at her being like, you know that she has a great heart and she's a wonderful person. And you watch this film and you're like, she's so amazing. But there's certain things where she goes, well, you don't want to fucking, you're like, she does these little things. It's like, well, okay. Well, and you're like, well, that's fake. Like, that doesn't.
I don't know. I met people
real.
No, but it's a these are like a microaggression is. This is a micro anxiety aggression. Every time there's a emptiness in the room, she wants to fill it with something. She keeps going back.
Yeah, she can't have silence.
Joke. She wants people to be light and around her, light and happy as well. She's always trying to get people to
she can't have a moment.
She can't handle this scene. The very first scene set the tone.
Yeah,
where her got her bike stolen, and what did she do?
I didn't say goodbye to it.
She didn't. She waved goodbye to it, and that was the end of it. What did you think of the scene with her and the unmedicated schizophrenic?
Wow,
I liked that scene.
Yes.
What did it tell you?
It told me that she can actually be authentic at times.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, and that's so. This is actually a thing.
Also, whoever the actor was, that was amazing.
But this is the thing that I was going to bring up, though, which is
that actor was
for me a thing I didn't like about this movie is that scene and the later scene where Scott freaks out on her.
Mhm.
I feel like the emotion in this movie is slightly unearned.
Unearned?
Yeah, I feel like there's those two scenes where things kind of turn, and I feel like the movie didn't earn it up to then. And like I know I understand that
Maybe Mike Leigh was a little.
I understand that Mike Leigh is a director who does that type of thing where he directs a comedy that has non-comedy sections in it that are deep.
No,
but,
he doesn't do that. He doesn't write scripts, dude. He's like, it's all improv.
Okay, but it's still a comedy.
They figure it out.
And I just feel like those
No,
two
he doesn't
scenes,
do just comedy,
those two
dude. He
scenes
does
lost,
so much drama. Have you seen
I
Secret?
feel like they wandered in from a different movie, kind of in some ways.
Well, not even necessarily that, but just like there was an idea there where it was like, let's have this deeper meaning in this movie, and I feel like it didn't walk me up to that point. And like I'm not saying that in terms of like being a big ding on the film, like it's not something that made me dislike it, because overall I do feel like I did
Actually,
I did like this movie,
but
I just felt like it was unearned.
It's certainly not set up in any way, and it's not paid off later. It's
No, it's
very
just
much
yeah. I felt the sense of these films.
John's right, but at the same time, like I really appreciate. Like I thought that was really beautiful.
Scott, were you going to say you felt a sense of danger?
Film would be good.
Yeah, I was going to say that I felt the sense of danger in that scene.
I didn't feel the sense of danger. I didn't feel the sense of danger.
I was anticipating danger.
Yeah, I felt the danger. I felt the danger, and I really liked it. And I thought that
the problem is
actor was that played whoever the actor was that played the derelict was brilliant.
Oh yeah, but nonetheless, well, this is also America, where we got our crazy people are extra crazy. And like, you know, maybe
I thought
driving instructors are extra armed with guns. So we feel the danger a little more than as Americans and English people do, maybe.
That's what I don't think the film would be any good if it didn't have that scene with her with the homeless guy, and then the driving instructor Scott freak out at the end. Right. I wouldn't remember this film.
No,
because
also, dude, he's not just
that's a negative against the movie.
Well, those two scenes give her depth.
They ground her.
So much
I still feel like that's a negative against the movie.
I don't.
Like, here's these two things that we kind of stuck in here.
No.
Feel connected
Here's
to
why.
everything else.
Here's why. Because here's why it's negative, because you don't have those kind of experiences every day.